Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to episode 7 of Rebuilding Dundee United. As always, thanks for joining me. If you're still enjoying the series, make sure you support it by smashing the like button. It really does help me out. If you really want to help me out, you can always become a patron for as little as 80 pence or $1 a month. You'll find a link to that and everything else down below in the description. Now, season 7 here at Dundee United. It's gone fast, hasn't it? Crazy. Last year was a bit heartbreaking. We won the League Cup. Bit disappointing after you won so many Scottish Cups, and then to lose the league by losing the last 2 games of the season, one of them against Celtic, was just... It still annoys me, but I've been playing another season over the last few days and I was hoping we could do something. We need to start catching them. I don't know how. We need the money. We're competing against big finances with Celtic, but it's possible. I believe in this squad of mine. We've got a brotherhood. We have. Also, you might be noticing I'm rocking a new top. Treating myself to a Stockport County hoodie. I'm going to go to a few games this year. I'm also going to start doing a football vlog series that was supposed to start this year. Coronavirus ruined that, and that should start next year. So I bought myself a cheeky Stockport County hoodie. Don't forget, after this, go and catch up on the scarf my father wore, my Stockport County Let's Play. But enough of that, let's get into this. I'm going to start this episode right here with the team report because I've only made 2 signings, and I'll show you them as we go through. I've spent over 10 million quid on them, and I know we're competing with Celtic, and Celtic have a lot of money, and you have to try and be clever with this game. You know, we had a couple of good youth intakes, and I've blooded a few of our own players through as well. So we've got this good young group of players with a sprinkle of age and other random players in there, and we've got a good team. Chalmers, we still have in goal. I think he's a good keeper. Good reflexes, good kicking, good handling. He's a big lad. I like him. He's only 23. Scotland's future #1. I really believe that. He's going to be backed up by Bamber again, who again is a good young keeper. We signed him last year. We've got McLean. He's one of them guys we signed from another Scottish team. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. He's now worth 11.75 million. I've got Robson. He's still a backup. I did want to bring someone else in. He's been with us since the beginning. He's unhappy. I just can't replace him, so I'm not letting him go just yet. Over to right back. I brought back Cody again from Fulham. His backup's this kid, Richard Matthews, who's 18 and one of our own academy players. We're going to the centre, Mr. Hutchinson. I don't think he really gets any better, but he just does a solid job. 22 years old, played for Scotland 18 times. Now, Beaton, he's one of the guys I've been promoting, giving games to. He's had a real good year last year. He looks like he's kicked on a bit this year, and he might start pushing him really for first team place. And I do get a lot of interest around January for him. We've still got Mark. He's come back is it like his 5th year on loan? We've got Mr. Ritchie, another good young centre-half, 21-year-old Scottish kid. And then we've got Nilsson, who's like a defensive midfielder as well, and cover at centre-half. I think that's a great defence with a good keeper. A lot of good youth, a lot of good Scottish young players, and I like that. Herbie Kane, I thought he'd come and want to go, like Garcia. He's not, he's stayed. He's going to be backed up in defensive midfield by Lewis Doherty, who is a cracking young prospect, 19. Going into the centre, obviously we've got Doyley back. Great player. Can't get in the City team. Won't get in the City team. They just loan him out for fun. He's worth 31 million and he can't get in the City team. Bergum, he's getting better and better. He's now worth nearly 14 million. He's getting better and better, I think. 21 years old. He's now played for Scotland. We've got Scullion, who can play up front as well. He's the guy who just does well. Even though he doesn't look to me like he's actually a good striker or midfielder, but he does well in both, to be fair. I think there's another young lad floating about who's got a lot of promise, but obviously he's young. The front three. Let's have a look. Now, we've got Sterling on the right-hand side, who I really like. Keep promoting him, although this year things might change. He might get pushed out a bit. You'll see why as the season goes on, but great player. Jordan Kane, whose contract's running out. He won't sign a new one. He's only got a year left on it. He won't sign a new deal. This is probably his last season. So good luck to that kid. Over on the left, we've loaned Mr. McAllister again. Some people did ask in the last episode about Gordon. I thought I mentioned Gordon. I didn't fancy him coming back. I like this kid. I'm giving him another chance. He was outstanding last year. And he's going to be backed up by the lad we brought in for 300 grand from Livingston. Going forward, we've got Jackie Joyce, a new boy. I think we've got something here. I know he's not a wonder kid, but I don't give a shit. I think he could be. We've loaned in Harvey Holt again, who might get pushed out wide on the right, but they are 2 very talented forwards. And we're going to be backed up by Shankers, who is in his last year of his contract. Who was worth 11 million last year. Maybe should have sold him, cashed in. But he's been a great servant. I think if he wants to stay, he can stay. If he wants to go, he can go. He deserves that. He's done enough for me. Pre-season was decent-ish. few rough games here and there. Obviously, we played Arsenal. Don't expect to beat them, so we put up a great fight away from home. Millwall was a tough one. Always hard going to the Den. So that was a little tour of England. Then we came home, played Inverness. They asked us for that. I just said yeah. And then we played Ayr United. And if you notice, Ayr United are now one of our affiliates. Yeah, we have a brand new loan affiliate. Hopefully it'll help us out, because no offence to East Fife or Peterhead, but I feel like we've got at the minute now, as it stands, a club in every division. So we've got a wide range of options to send players out on loan if we want to do that. And if you know my ancestors, my granddad and my great granddad and all that came from Ayr, the Graham side of my family. I am a Graham. And I did a great series with them a couple of years ago. Kind of my Scottish team. Well, they're my Scottish team. Could we get back in the Champions League after 2 great years qualifying? We didn't do it last year. We didn't get to the playoffs, did we? But we got straight into the Europa League, which was decent in the group stage anyway. So obviously we started our campaign again. And to be fair, I was hoping we could do it for the money. Let's start building that money up, because we've got some big news coming up. So I need to try and save up some money. Went away for the second leg and it was job done. Mr. Joycey hit that ground running, hasn't he? Hey, I love it when you pick up a little talent for next to now. Next up, we're on to the 3rd qualifying round, and this is where we went out last year, wasn't it? And a tough freaking tie against Galatasaray. Crazy. 2-2 away. Hostile environment. Jamie Sterling and Michael Smith. But then back at our place, live on television, McAllister. He's such a good little player. Again, I wish he was ours. He's not. Maybe he can become ours. And Joycey again. We dominated him. Then it was Zenit in the playoffs. A team we beat twice in the group stage of the year. Do you remember? 2-1 and 2-1. This time, I don't think they knew what it was. We are a better, more mature, more quality side. And when I've got my full boys out there on the pitch, you can't touch us. Cut performance, man. You've seen the highlights, and if you're watching the goals right now, hopefully you saw the average ratings, because it was next level. Stat-wise, it was even. And then you had that kind of feeling that job was done, really. 4-0 away. I couldn't see them coming to us and putting 10 freaking goals past us. And we won again 2-1. Robbie McLean, the left back, and Tommy Doyle, top player. Also man of the match. Again, stat-wise an even game, but we had the edge on the game and we had the edge on the goals, and we won 6-1 in aggregate. Back in the Champions League. Now, some people have asked about other teams' European campaigns, so let's be honest. It's only worth looking at Rangers and Celtic, really. So I want to try and do it quickly. I'm not going to go all the way back to the beginning of the series. I'm going to start off where, when we got into Europe, we'll have a look from the same point. So this is that first year we got into Europe and we got in the Champions League. This is Celtic. They had a pretty tough group and they didn't get out of it. The next season, they got back in that group again and they got to the first round knockout, getting knocked out by Barcelona. A fun fact for you, most all Dundee United fans will know. United have played Barcelona twice, over 2 legs twice, and beat them every time. I think it's a special record. I'm not sure anyone else has ever done that, but they've beaten them 4 times, I think that is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Next season, they got back in the group stage again. They don't have to have 6 freaking... They go straight in the playoffs. Why don't we go into at least the 3rd round? Why have we got to go into... Why have we got to play potentially 6 games for coming 2nd? Absolute joke. They got into the Europa League and actually got to the semi-finals against Porto. So fair freaking play. And then this year they've just won against Besiktas. And they'll be in Group D with AEK Athens, Porto and Besiktas. Really? That's an easy-ass group for them, isn't it? Let's check out Rangers as well. And again, this is that same point, our first year in Europe. This is what Rangers were doing that year. And they got into the Europa League, got to the first round knockout, got battered by Juventus. The next season, they have to do a playoff. Obviously didn't get the through. Knocked out by... Wow. They should not be beating Rangers, in my opinion. No offence if you're a Midtjylland fan, but you should not be beating Rangers. But they did. So Rangers went down to the 3rd division of Europe, the Conference League. Did really well there. Got to the quarterfinals when they got battered. Jesus, just not battered. Close games, weren't they? With Olympiacos. The next season, Europa League playoff, getting into the Europa League group stage where they did really well against 2 very good teams, Schalke, Marseille. That's not bad. Getting to the knockout stage, getting beat by Atalanta. And then this season, they've had to do Europa Conference League qualifiers. And then in the Europa Conference League group, Montpellier, Molde, they should be doing well in that group, shouldn't they? Do you know who's probably not going to do well in their group? Us. Did you see Celtic's group? And look at ours. Man City, Inter Milan is Schalke. Now over to the club vision, only because I want you to see the fact that we at our affiliate club, which is Ayr United. And like I might have mentioned, I don't think he edited it out. We got to a 27,000 capacity stadium, and the board wanted to put it to 30,000, which is an extra 3,000 seats, and they're in the process of planning it. Now the reason they've cancelled the expansion plans is because we're leaving Tannadice. Yes, we are going potentially. Now I've never seen that, where they've come in and they've cancelled it and then give you a reason, and the reason said, we feel like there's no point in basically expanding Tannadice anymore. We're cancelling the plans. It's a very old ground. It's too expensive to run. We feel it'd be more cost effective and we'll take the club on to a better place basically if we build a new stadium. So they cancelled that, and at the minute we're just in the searching for a site plan capacity stage, and they're hoping to find investors. So I don't want it to fall through. That's why I was hoping to get in the Champions League, which we did. As soon as you get into that group stage, you get 13 million. And these are the finances, because we've only made 2 signings. I didn't sell any players. Not yet anyway. So we've got 28 million in the bank now. Everything's looking good. We're overspending, but I can just sort that out. And 5 games into the season, it's 5 for 5. You having that? I mean, we were top of the league most of the freaking year, I think, last year. So I mean, I'm not taking anything from that. Celtic are very, very good, because they can just sell players and get money to buy players. So there's always that constant, you know, even if someone goes out, they bring someone in. I don't know who they are. Someone asked if they've regressed. I don't think they have. I still think they're good. I just think we're good as well. And how much better? Well, by January the 1st, this much better. How the tables have turned, eh? And this is more proof, I really believe. Sometimes you don't need a bottomless pit of money. Just have a bit of faith in some youth. Let them play together. And then bonds they grow up with, I think, works in this game. I think I've proved it in the past. Maybe sometimes I think I'm thinking too much into it, but I don't think I am. Good young players we've brought through. Added some good young players. No freaking wonder kids apart from the odd one I've loaned in. And eventually they start getting older and better and more connected. And Celtic have a big revolving door, don't they? Where's that consistency? They ain't got this superstar team to keep every year that they just change a player or two. They have a lot of players. Sorry about burping. I'm drinking beer. You ever drank that Birri Moretti, I think it's called? Italian lager. Comes in a brown bottle. Good stuff. I'm new to it. My new favourite. Going off topic. So they have that big revolving door, and I don't think that helps. So at this point we've played Dundee twice in the league, beating them 2-0 at home. Tommy Doyle and Bergam getting us the goals. But they have a good side, you know. Not just out of the cup last year, and they did quite well in the league, didn't they? Then the second game went to their place. We put on a good show. They weren't very good at all. They do have a couple of good young players too, in particular, that I quite liked, that have come up on scout lists and stuff. Not a sniff, they'll sell them to me. But they're doing alright for themselves. Next up though, let's have a look at the Scottish League Cup. We are the current champions of the League Cup. And we started our defence of the title against Dunfermline, beating them 3-0. Next up was Celtic, getting them early, go to their place, winning 3-2. You've got to admit, is pretty special. Holty does really well on that right wing, probably taking games off Sterling, I know, but he's got quality, and he showed it in this game. Him and Jack Joyce, a scary pair. Semi-final was Ross County, a game I thought we'd annihilate them in, and we played pretty well, but couldn't score goals. Jackie Joyce getting us the only goal of the game, putting us into the final. So we've got no Celtic in the final, but could we do back-to-back League Cups? No! One for the Rangers fans out there, if you're watching. One for you boys. Yeah, Ben Woodburn and McCrory. James McAllister getting us our goal early. Tommy Doyle missed his penalty, which wasn't great. Maybe that would have changed the game because they scored their second goal after that. But it was a pretty even game. It could have been anyone's, and anything happens, done it in the cup final. One-off game. Fair play to Rangers. What wasn't a good feeling? Well, 90% of it wasn't a good feeling, was the Champions League. I didn't see us doing anything. You hope for third so you can carry on your campaign in the Europa League. You just got to look at it as learning curve for the kids. I don't know if they'd ever be good enough to compete on the top level. You take your money and you hopefully use that to build the club, and that's what we've done. How much of this Champions League money has gone into good players and gone into the facilities that are now state-of-the-art, gone into hopefully building us a brand new state-of-the-art super stadium. So in a lot of that, it helps, doesn't it? Alright, we're not going to win on the European stage just yet, but I don't mean it never will happen. But do you know what? There's always a silver lining, even when it's dark. Even when the days are dark like this and you think all hope is lost. There's always a little bit of magic that'll cheer you up. Yes, we beat Manchester City in one of the games at home at Tannadice in the Champions League. How much is that team of yours cost? Look at the players. They've even got Chilwell. Look at the players they've got. They've got Bellingham. How much do you reckon that team costs to put together? How many regions of superstars are probably on the bench? Have that freaking Moretta burp all the way from Italy and Scotland to you, Man City. Now, money hasn't changed too much. We've still got a decent amount of money, but I'm happy with it, and we need to keep as much of it as we possibly can because we still haven't finished off our planning for the new stadium. We haven't got a site yet, all that stuff. So I need that money still. Keep that money building, and hopefully it will help us get that new stadium. But before we do move on, let's have a quick check-in on the squad. Arranged by average rated. There's a few people there that are a bit pissed off. Players who have done well when they've come in for a game. Just not getting it. Basically, a lot of the time I'm sticking with my best team, especially once you're out of Europe. Just go at it, go at it, go at it. We need to win every game. You need to get. You can't take a risk in that league with Celtic. I mean, obviously we started off fantastic. Look at that run at the beginning of the season. Pretty crazy, isn't it? And then obviously the second half, maybe, you know, a few draws and a loss against Livingston of all teams. But really, it's not that bad, is it? It isn't that bad. I mean, drawing Rangers is no shame. Keep beating Celtic for fun. We're winning the derbies. Now there's a long way to go. And then the Championship group. So I'll keep our shit together, but Celtic can catch you up at any minute. I'd never feel safe. No amount of points will make me safe. No amount of points would make me feel safe, basically, from Celtic. Ever. Until we win that title, I don't believe shit. So let's start on that cup run, and it started very well. Mr. Joyce, look at that performance. I mean, I'm not sticking all these goals in. There's way too many. Trust me. Game of the century. I mean, it just keeps happening, doesn't it? Mr. Joyce has been a big difference for us. Maybe he's not the super prolific in the league, but he seems to score goals at important times. I like the kid. Absolutely amazing. Just keep beating him. I really think we're starting to turn that screw now. We've turned a corner. Next up, another fantastic team and a previous rebuild in the rebuild series, Aberdeen. I only gave myself 3 seasons though, and I classed myself as a failure. I just didn't give myself enough time really to win the league with them. But yeah, fantastic game. Really enjoyed it. We did enough to get through to the semis. 5-0 in the Scottish Cup semi-final. It was nice for a few reasons because I won 2 of these. Last year we got beat by Dundee in the semi-final. So when I drew them again, I thought, shit, you have a bit of doubt in your head. I had no reason to doubt anything. The boys turned up in style, and they had me 3rd choice goalkeeper in net, by the way, as well. He's still a good young keeper, good young Scottish keeper, but fantastic performance. 5 goals. And we're in the cup final again. And of course, Celtic are out. We've got Rangers, which I felt quite confident. We've been doing well over Rangers last couple of years, but we've already played Rangers, haven't we, in a cup final, and been beaten this year. So going into the end of the season, approaching the Championship group, we started to drop points. In the last 4 games, I lost 2 against shit teams, no offence, but they're not teams I should be losing against. And we'd been drawing games and Celtic were catching, they were closing that gap to a handful of points. So the Championship group started here at home against Rangers, obviously today's game in the cup final. On to our old landlords, our old stadium for a season, wasn't it? Easter Road to beat Hibbies 1-0. Then we played Hearts, one of the teams that beat me towards the end of the season. Got our revenge beating them 2-0, so hopefully things were getting better, weren't they? And hopefully we were staying ahead of Celtic. Well, not if you get beat off Aberdeen. You're really trying to throw it all away. And not only that, but play appalling, like probably the worst game we played all year. I mean, Aberdeen were sensational. And then we drew with Celtic 1-1. Was it enough? The reason I'm drinking this beer today is because I like the beer. But because, you know, I finished this off yesterday, I knew we'd won the league. And I felt great about it. Don't get me wrong, this is an achievement and a half. But I kept thinking every freaking game, I'm going to blow this. I had no confidence in myself to do it. It's been well hard. Maybe I've slightly regressed. I think it's that turnaround, like I said earlier. I think they might have a lot of money, and it's all right selling 6 or 7 players and bringing 6 or 7 new good ones in. But can you really beat a brothers bond? I think we're a team, especially my main players, we're a band of brothers, man. And we had a fantastic year. Won it by 6 points. Jackie Joyce getting the goal scoring charts. Tommy Doyle, second best player, second everything, but we're not the second team anymore. Joint best defence with Celtic, second best attack, but we picked up the points. 6 more points than them. Like I said, I've got nothing against Celtic. It's just nice to finally topple their dominance. I mean, they've won 14 titles on the bounce. 14, and we've been runners-up for the last 4 years. We still have a good chunk of money in the bank. We still don't have a site for the new stadium, but let's not give up hope. We've got a fantastic team. The Kane boys can't play today, but I've got some guys here on fire. Hopefully, they can put on a show today. In the cup final, let's get to it. Let's do a freaking double, hopefully. Here's a match preview. We are the favourites here at Hampden in the Scottish Cup final. Brian Kane, my old friend, long-time subscriber, good friend of mine as well. Diehard Rangers fan. This is going to be a tough one for you, innit? Welcome to Hampden in Glasgow. They're playing a 4-4-2. Obviously, we've got the old Saint formation. Doherty's playing today because Kane can't play. Sterling's getting a game. Holt is not fully fit, so I haven't got that. He's a good player, Holt, as well, so that's a massive miss. Hopefully, Joyce in his little headband can do the business for us today. Yeah, this is the beer I've been drinking recently. They've been doing it in little bottles at the shop, and then it's sold out, and then I saw these at the back of the fridge. Massive. I bought 4 of them. My wife's like, why have you bought 4 bottles of wine? I was like, that ain't wine. Anyway, come on, Joyce. Buzzing with won the league. Buzzing with these players. Chalmers, good young keeper. Hutchison, Beaton's had a great season. McLean, they're all getting better and better. Bergam, great pass to the ball. He's a good player. I mean, obviously we've had players like Doyle who's come in and done a job for us. Joyce, he's our player. I mean, could we really keep him? I don't know. It's just, I feel like we could become kick-ass in Scotland now because I don't see us going backwards. They're still young. They're still like an average age of anywhere between 20 and 23, 24. And I think we can get better. I think we could go back to back. I'm definitely doing a season 8 and want to try and go back to back. I mean, I'd love to do something in Europe because I think this. Oh, Joyce! You ain't stopping, Jackie lad. Now, we haven't talked about the nickname the Arabs much. You never know who you're going to offend, but Dundee United, they get called the Arabs. Now, I don't know if this is true, so all United fans out there, if you can help me, is Sterling penalty ref. Penalty. Apparently, they used to have a crap pitch at Tannadice, and it had loads of sand on it, apparently. That much sand, it must have come from Arabia, and they ended up getting called the Arabs. And we're winning 2-0. It's half time. I think we can do this, don't you? I'm happy with this. I mean, Rangers are decent. I'm still surprised they've not put up as much of a fight. I mean, they were bad last year. You might have noticed Hibernian came 3rd last year. So it is what it is. And then, obviously, they played well in that cup final. They've already got silverware this year, which is great. Here we go, Sterling. Oh, see the bend on that. Okay, made 2 subs with 25 minutes to go. Smith's come on. He's a great midfielder. I really like Smith. And Shanklin, who will be leaving us at the end of the year. He is leaving on a free. I'll show you in a bit. Great servant to the club. Like I said, I could have sold him last year. No one was ever interested in him. Would I have got 11 million for him? Maybe not. And this year he hasn't played, but he's so good for me for so long. I got 6 good years out of him. And I felt like he grew with us. I just got a great player. He's better than him and younger, Jackie Joyce, but I feel like he deserves, if he wants to run out his contract and don't want to sign anyone and make his own decisions and go where he wants to go, sign a big fucking wage contract, then he deserves that, man, doesn't he? Can we just get themselves back into it? They've got a highlight and oh, he tipped onto the bar then, didn't he? Great keeper. Oh, they've not give up on this, but we've got away with it. Smithy. Oh, they've not give up on this. This is atrocious. And there we have it. Now, I only noticed this recently. I'm going to point this out. Look at all the confetti. Look at all that confetti. And then why is it only going half the pitch exactly? What's wrong with it? It's weird, isn't it? I've never noticed that before until the other day. Anyway, we deserve that. No offence to Rangers. You've got your trophy. We'll take the better one. So Shankland at 30. Still got some good years left ahead of him. He's going to be playing in La Liga with Malaga. Well done, Lawrence. Go and enjoy yourself in the sunshine, mate. Rebuilding Dundee United, episode 7, and we've done it. We've won the league. Not only that, we won the Scottish Cup, domestic double. Very proud of that. I love playing this, though, so I don't want to stop it. I think it's got room left in it. You're still giving it good views and likes and everything, so I definitely think I'll be doing another season. I don't know much after that, but I really want to go for back-to-back titles, so Guaranteed another season. I will get playing it over the weekend. Don't know when it's going to come out though, but thank you for all support with it. It's been an absolute pleasure. If you've enjoyed it this far, smash that like button, subscribe if you're new, and become a patron if you really want to help me out. So yeah, appreciate it. Go and enjoy your weekend. It's freaking boiling, and I'm in a hoodie. Love you long time. See you next time. I'm Bood. Bye bye.